Taika, I know you're listening. Of course you're listening. Thank you. Thank you for your imagination. Thank you for your art and your skill and all of the bright colors that you're made of. Thank you for your great big brain. And thank you for your heart. And we love you so, so much. Urafano Ehoa, here's to 50 more at least. I hope you are the first person to live to 150. And
everyone to a special episode of Our Flag Means Fan Fiction. I've got some people back again to talk some more about Taika since it's his 50th birthday this week. So we got Alesha, the Taika pundit and boxer brief framer.
Hello everyone.
We have Ren back as well, the unhinged T-bone enthusiast. Say hello, Ren.
Hello.
We have Belle, who regular listeners know, a proud member of the Has Felt Up Taika's Pants Club.
Yeah, that's me. Hello.
And Judy, who's the new person for this episode, hey? So welcome. And I'm Gutis, here to encourage creations and cringiness for the podcast. And what's the most gay pirate thing that's happened to you this week?
Thanks to you all who told me topically about Taika's Go to Sleep recordings that are on YouTube. So Taika did a series of helping little kids go to sleep. So when he calms them down and just kind of, it's so cute, except unless you're a 43-year-old person who's very attracted to Taika. So I was like, yes, go to sleep. Put that on. And of course, Taika's voice comes on. I'm like, I'm not going to go to sleep to this. So it reminded me of that meme that says you wanted to be calm to go to sleep. So you put on rain sounds, but you realize it sounds like frying chicken and now you're hungry. It was like that. I was like, you put Taika's voice to put you to sleep, but then you go, oh, it's Taika. So now you're horny. So it didn't work out quite as expected.
Bill, isn't there a line in one of those where he says something along the lines of that you need to watch your belly go up and down?
Oh yeah. So he talks about body parts in a very sweet, again, kids are like, you like feel your toes and feel your knees. And I'm like, oh, no, this is just the complete opposite of what I need to be able to go to sleep. I mean, I eventually went to sleep, but it was a different type of calm.
It was a nice try. I'm really proud of you for trying.
Thank you.
So I've lost a good amount of weight. So I was going through my clothes, but I don't really want to get rid of all my t-shirts. So I did a full-on Black Pete. I cut like the necks and the sleeves off my shirt so I can kind of wear them with like tight shorts or wear them to the gym. And it was sought by my children who, when I came out and one of them said, oh, what are you, Black Pete now?
Did you get a belt with a horseshoe in it?
I should.
Because I think that makes the ensembles.
The closest thing I have is probably very Frenchy coded, and I can't really divulge too many details, but let's call it it's a crafty evasion of fine payment via loopholes. And also sometimes if you pretend to be a person from another entity and call your first entity, then sometimes you can get around that payment completely. But I'm not going to give too many details, just, pending discovery by proper authorities. But I think it's very piratey and very Frenchy either way.
Yes, Alesha, yes, do crime. Yes. That's the tagline of this podcast.
Yep, that's right.
I'll roll these past 4 weeks into one, and I'll just say this upcoming Tuesday, it'll be a month of sobriety.
Yes. Excellent.
Yes, absolutely.
If you see me drinking this, it's non-alcoholic beer.
Fantastic.
So I'm not getting wasted on the podcast, don't worry.
You're the best.
But yeah, all the poison is out of my system. Ooh.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's great. Yes, what an excellent way to finish our little story segment. So I thought we'd just talk about the Gonzo versus Taika that she runs on the Instagram account. Hopefully a lot of you guys listening will have seen these because they're adorable, so you should look at them. With all the different Muppets, not just Gonzo, but all the others. Everyone gets their own little Muppet character.
To me, it's one of the best parts of fandom. I love it so much. And Deanna would never brag on herself, so I will instead brag on her and let everybody know that Taika himself does follow her account. And so he gets the enjoyment as well as, along with the rest of us. But I tried really hard to pick a favorite, and it was was very difficult. And this is kind of going to be hard to explain without the images. But if you guys go to the Gonzo versus Taika Instagram, you can see all of these. She's got one from the spa where he was at the spa recently. And the photo of Taika, he's laying down on the little massage bed, and it's just his face in profile. And the match that she makes with this is Gonzo laying down in profile, and you just see this huge hook nose sticking up, and it's so funny and so cute. And I love that one. But I think probably my favorite of all time, there's the little school photo of Taika when he was probably four years old. Yeah. Yes. Well, good. I'm gonna let you finish since I already gave one, but it's my favorite one. So tell everybody about it.
It's so adorable, and then the match is so adorable because it's like the little baby Gonzo, and yeah, it's just the cutest thing. So I think that's got to be my favorite because it's just so cute.
They both have little birds on their shirt too.
Yes, they do. That's right. Like it all matches perfect.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane how many matches there are because she's got 670 posts. So that's nearly 670 matches. And it started in August of 2022. So 3 years of matches, and all of them are so perfect. Just like you say, like clothing. It's not just like, look, Taika's looking to the right and so is Gonzo. It's like whatever they're holding, the kind of clothing they're wearing. Like it's...
And then you get them paired up with other people. So it's a photo of him with Reese, him with just all sorts of people. And just like everyone's got their own matches. And like...
And I will say that's one. So that brings up one of my favorites, which is the Reese and Taika photo. And they're fairly young. Reese is looking at Taika, and it's Gonzo and the little bear, like Fuzzy Bear. Fuzzy Bear is looking at Gonzo, and it's so cute. And I love the fact that it's a Fuzzy Bear for Reese. The main thing is, people, please, if you have not yet looked, go to Instagram. If you're in Instagram, go to Taika _ _ Gonzo.
We missed a whole bunch of stuff we wanted to talk about last time because we talked for like a long time.
Listen, we can make this a 4-hour-long podcast about his art if you want to. So I'll just start with the book with Joe Anderson, which is kind of as you know, it is a book of different kinds of stories and tales. Joe was also in Eagle versus Shark as just kind of like an extra. If anybody's seen that movie, there's a movie theater that looks like a dinosaur head, and a person runs through and trips over a tooth, and that's kind of a gag. That's actually Joe Anderson. But he has been doing different types of illustration. Of course, he works in every media that you can think of. Pen and pencil, he does painting, he does, just every kind of art that you could possibly think of. So there are so many to be found. We don't have a lot of his paintings, but we have a lot of his illustrations, his storyboard stuff. He's done a lot of charity type of things. He did one that is nothing but the little Nespresso pods for the coffee cups. He did a whole scene made just with those. So he's got so much art to talk about that it's difficult again to do without images. But let's see. I'm trying to think of a good place that people can look, but they're all just kind of spread everywhere. He did a lot of his painting. The most famous paintings that he did came from when he was away living in Berlin for a couple of years. And he went there after he graduated and was part of an art collective over there and showed in some different places there some of the paintings that he did. And we haven't seen a whole lot of those. Let's see, guys, I'm getting in over my head. I'm trying to talk about too many things at once. Let's narrow it down a little bit. What else?
Well, I just thought it's a kind of a bit that people don't really know about. Like, obviously we all know some of the stuff he's done. A lot of his movies are very big movies, and even some of his smaller ones have gotten so popular that they're very well known. But I feel like a lot of people don't realize, sure, he does ads and like music videos and stuff. He's been doing stuff like that, but he also does, like the visual art stuff. And it's just interesting that he's got this whole other side of that people don't really necessarily know anything about. Yeah, he hasn't had a piece, I don't know if it's still there, in an Auckland museum.
in an art museum, and it was a series called Dirty Money. And I think it was the Auckland Art Gallery, maybe. And he did this series in 1999. And he had taken bills, just taken regular money, and he drew on them and painted on them. And he changed them to different kinds of images and changed the wording on them. It made reference to colonialism and the monarchy on the culture of, Maori people and repressed people all over. And he used a lot of really important Maori figures. And it's really, really cool. And that one made it all the way to the art gallery. You can absolutely look this up. It's called Dirty Money, and you can find it kind of all over the internet, but you should check those out because they're really cool.
We can jump into talking about Eagle versus Shark, since you were talking about with Joe Randerson.
Sure.
It's such a, it's not a complicated film. There's no special effects. It's just storytelling. I just love it so much. And as an actor myself, Jermaine he's so good in it. He's so good. And he doesn't, it's so hard to explain, but it's like there's not much to his character, but there's so much to his character. Great film.
It is. It's so great. And for anybody who hasn't seen it, it was his first feature film. He wrote Boy first, but he really wanted to, when he went to Sundance, he really wanted to kind of get a film under his belt before he attempted Boy. And Eagle versus Shark is what he came up with. And it is so good. And it's so funny. And I feel like it has really kind of gained a little bit of a cult status following in the years since, just because of people always liked to compare, and I hate this comparison, but people always like to compare it to the humor of Napoleon Dynamite, which was famous by this time, that had recently come out, and people compared it a lot to Napoleon Dynamite. I guess I can see it a little bit, just the dry kind of humor and the awkwardness. It's a really, there's a lot more heart involved in Eagle versus Shark than Napoleon Dynamite. In my opinion, there's a lot of more emotional beats and things like that with Jermaine's character, Jared.
Interesting, because I would never compare those two films. I find that they're so incredibly different, and the whole theme is incredibly different.
It is. And I think maybe it's because at that point in time, there weren't a lot of films that had that similar awkwardness, I guess, maybe is the link they were making. But at the time, all of the interviews that the whole cast and Taika as well were doing, they always brought up Napoleon Dynamite.
I suppose at the time it was a very popular film too.
Right.
So people always go for something well known. Yeah, interesting.
There was
last time I don't know if you want to talk about this film more, but I was going to say last time we never even mentioned Jojo Rabbit either.
Which is crazy. That's wild.
Too busy drooling over him and talking about how gorgeous he was to talk about Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, our favorite outfits. So.
Well, also valid. That also valid. Understandable.
But yeah, Jojo Rabbit, it's a freaking masterpiece, first of all. It's once again a film from the perspective of a child, which shows just how much it changes the way the world is looked at if you look at it from a kid's perspective. The cast is incredible. Everybody is just, oh my God. Sam Rockwell is amazing in it. Scarlett Johansson is fantastic. The kids they have, whose names I do not know, sorry about that, kids, are also incredible in it. Everybody is just brilliant. And of course, there's Taika playing Jojo's imaginary Hitler, which could not be funnier and could not be more hysterical in the fact that it's, Jewish man playing Hitler. So it's just absolutely brilliant. And it's been hailed as a fantastic film for many people. And then there are so many people who just don't get it, who are like, blah, it's making Hitler be funny. Why would Hitler be funny? And so, it's just
I think a lot of those people just haven't seen it. Yeah.
I think so too. I think they see the thing and they just go and they just immediately hate it without even having watched it. It's they've watched clips, so they go, Taika's being so over the top. It's like, yeah, that's the whole freaking point. He's not making a historical film about about Hitler. So like, calm your horses. So yeah, it's such an incredible film.
I do think what you said at the start is very true. I think that's kind of Taika's flavor, is the way that he can tell a story from a kid's perspective. Like that's kind of one of the things that Boy is so good about, is that the whole thing is very much, you know, the kid's perspective, and the whole story is told from that way.
Yeah. And I think it highlights when he does things like this is how ridiculous adults are, how ridiculous we are, but we think of ourselves as super important and amazing and great, and then you look at it from that perspective, you go, oh, the stuff we do is just as, I mean, it's just dumb. We just do stupid things.
100%. You're exactly right. And the people who tend to kind of fuss about the bringing humor into it, what I don't think they understand is, well, for one thing, that's been happening since the 30s, since it was going on. Charlie Chaplin was
the first one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then you got Mel Brooks. And the whole point being that if you can show these people, if you make them look ridiculous, if you can make fun of them, it does take their power away. They don't have that looming figure over you if you're pointing at it laughing. You know, that's part of the power in it. And that's what's so important. And if you take that away, then it is what you're talking about. It is just another one of those movies. It needs that element, and it has it, and it's great. And Mel Brooks loved it. Mel Brooks talked about it. So I don't know what any small critic can say that will knock that out of the park. So I'm proud of that movie. I think it's excellent.
I think people don't pay attention to Hitler when they watch the film. I think they're paying attention to, you'd say, his behavior. But if you pay attention to the film, when Jojo, you know, thinks Hitler's his best friend and he admires him, Hitler's fun, he's silly, they're both children, they're having a good time. But as Jojo becomes disillusioned with Hitler, Hitler starts to become a dick. And I don't think people really pick that up, you know, or don't pay attention enough to pick up that as a child, the child who's becoming more learning about what the realistic situation is going on. And now this person who was his hero, that shine is dimming off of him. And that's a very important piece of work to pay attention to that. And there's an old saying in the theater world, and it's either laugh about nothing or cry about everything. And I think that's a very strong process that Taika uses, that he's taking these very deep and, you know, sad situations, and he puts the comedy in it, because you're going to cry about nothing, cry about everything, or laugh about nothing.
Some of the other stuff I love about that film, one of the most hilarious, I think, scenes in history is when Stephen Merchant's scene when they come in to check the house, and they're using "Hi Hitler" like somebody would say hi, so they're like "Hi Hitler, hi Hitler," and there's like 16 of them, so they're all saying it, and every time one person says it, everybody else responds. So it's just like 2 straight minutes of people saying "Hi Hitler" to each other.
With that kind of humor, you get to this certain point. Okay, so it's like funny at first, and then it gets like, okay, now I'm sick of it. But then you've got to keep going, because it's not until you keep going even more, and then it becomes funny again. And they do that really well. They keep doing it, like to the point where
you're like uncomfortably laughing, and then you're laughing. It's just
he uses a very similar, just exactly what you're talking about in Next Goal Wins. He just says one goal, one goal, one goal, one goal. And he says it, and it goes over and over, and it makes that same loop. You know, it's funny, and then it's like, okay, come on. Then it's finally funny again, because he's still saying it 5 minutes later. It's great. Perfect.
I love the fact that Sam Rockwell and, now I'm of course not going to remember his name, are obviously queer, and they kind of, but can't oppose Germany. So it's just so funny with almost everything that Taika seems to do or be in. 1 second you're laughing your head off, and then next something happens and you're just like weeping uncontrollably. And
absolutely.
2 minutes later, you're like, ha 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 again. You're like, I think I should something.
And there's so many details in there that you can miss. Like just the couple you're talking about, they have on the uniform that Captain K makes, he has the triangle, the pink triangle is on the uniform, which, obviously represented, gay people at the time. Yeah, it was on his uniform and that he designed himself. So that's a detail a lot of people miss. And it's just, it's so smart. Everything he does is so smart.
Well, and I'm thick as hell. So the first time I watched it, I didn't even catch on all the showing the shoes thing. My sister who watched it with me caught it immediately, and immediately in the middle of the movie just went, oh no. Yeah. And I was like, what? So if you haven't seen it, we're going to spoil it, but there's shoes involved. But yeah, it's everything it does is just so beautiful and so well crafted, so well thought out.
I fell into a rabbit hole about that particular scene. And I don't know if you've ever watched, you can get on YouTube and you can watch reactions. And there's just these compilations of people reacting to that scene. And I could just watch that for hours because you see everybody and you see them laughing. And then all of a sudden that bam, horror, tears, everything. And I think that's just a perfect example of what you're talking about, that you can be laughing 1 second and then you're just going to get hit in the chest.
Yeah, that's what took me so long to watch that film, because like when it came out, my partner was like, you've got to go see this, it's amazing. And then I was just like, I knew it'd be like really like that bit, like I'm sure, like I knew it would be like that, and then it was exactly what I thought, like really funny, but then also tense.
I don't know what I missed, but I do the same thing. I go and watch other people watch it and then react, and then I react to them reacting.
Yeah, if somebody haven't heard the story, that's actually how I stumbled upon Our Flag Means Death. I was watching reactions about other shows and movies, and all of a sudden I stumbled through that and found Our Flag Means Death and started watching it so that I could watch the reaction. And then of course it was like, screw the reaction, I'm just watching Flag Means Death. But yeah, I cannot say enough about this film. It's another masterpiece.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Next Goal Wins in the last one?
No, we didn't actually. We should talk about that.
That's another that I laughed super hard because I saw some dickhead saying Taika Waititi ruined. Of course, they didn't pronounce it correctly because that's the first thing they do is they mispronounce his name because they're super cool. Took a perfectly good documentary and turned it into a bad movie. And I'm like, okay, so we're not making movies out of things that have been in documentaries. Is that what we're doing now? Screw Titanic because there were already documentaries about it and documentaries were fine. So we're just it's like they look for idiotic things to say about this stuff. It's just so stupid.
It's not that deep, bro. I promise.
Yeah, it's really not. So if anybody doesn't know, Next Goal Wins is a movie loosely based on the Samoan national football team, the real football, the one that you play with your feet. And they had the worst possible record in World Cup history, like FIFA history. They had lost to Australia, some humiliating kind of thing you would see in a US football game, like 36-0 or something, like insane. And they just wanted to get one goal in a World Cup or a qualifier. So they hired this kind of burnt out coach from the US, and seeing the movie is absolutely hysterical to see the clash of cultures. It's it's very similar to the coach comes in and helps thing, and of course the team helps them as well, but its own little twist. And it's not like kids on the privileged kids or anything like that. And to be honest, I think in the movie, the kids help him much more than, or the players help him much more than he helps the players.
I think that's one of the things I really liked about it, is that you do find in a lot of films, they kind of lean too far the other way, where it's like, there's this coach that comes in and makes everything better, whereas it's not really like that. Like, he doesn't really improve them as players, like not really. It's just like, but they help him, and that's really what the film's about.
Just accepting who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what a lot of these awful reviewers should do, and just choosing to be happy, that they don't seem to have that ability, but choosing happiness over a lot of other things. And, I feel like a lot of people who saw this movie and kind of fussed about it, there's no way they could have grown up watching movies in the 80s. There's no way. because it is absolutely that quintessential. I mean, what you're looking for in the sports movie. That's what you're going for. Yes. You want the feel good.
It's Hardball and the Mighty Ducks and the Little Giants. And that's what it is, you know?
It's exactly that. And that's what he was going for. I can't imagine the joyless people who watch movies these days. I really can't.
Exactly.
But it's all the stuff
like
that like people
type film. It's
yeah, exactly. It's all the stuff like that you grow up watching when you watch the
But it's like a feel-good sports movie.
Sorry, I tried to do that.
Movie. I don't like sports. I'm not a sports gal. Right. So I enjoy like a feel-good sports movie where I can watch the movie and be like, okay, sports are happening, but you're also enjoying the film. Like, not everything has to be so serious or miserable or dramatic. Like, have a little whimsy in life.
And it also doesn't have the same kind of stakes that people seem to enjoy. And like, it's not Remember the Titans, which, by the way, if you don't know, if you think that's a great movie, it's also widely off from the thing that it's based on. So everybody who goes, well, that wasn't exactly like it happened. Yeah, right. That's what you do in movies. But it's not, they went like, oh, you know, the Samoan team then went on to win the World Cup. No, they got their one goal. And it's super, super cute. And you realize that was not the point. That wasn't the point of the movie. So yeah, the representation in mainstream media of Fafafine, like, I mean, come on, if that doesn't move your heart, I don't know what does. Like, what kind of sick person are you? Just so beautiful, so amazing.
It's barely even a sports movie, to be honest. It was more like a woo, just that.
Some people play football in it, and that's about the extent of
it's just about people.
It's just absolutely lovely. And a little bit of lore from David Fane on that. Apparently, when the movie was written, his character, the character that David Fane plays, was supposed to be your typical like hard ass coach. And exactly, Ren just laughed because come on, David Fane. And so
he's my favorite in that film, to be honest. He's the best in that film.
Absolutely,
definitely stand out.
And David Fane was the one that went, no, I mean, this doesn't seem like a good idea. I think he would be more like this. And Taika was like, yeah, sure. And he became that amazing character that we adore, like the softest, most amazing.
Oh, so good.
So good.
Well, and playing alongside Oscar Kitely, who is also a main character there. They've worked together for years and years with
the Naked Samoans.
Yeah. Yes. And there's another character that this is just a little nugget. The little boy, Armani, wasn't ever cast for that movie. He just kept showing up on set. And after a while, they finally said, you know what, Armani, get on set. And so there he was. He shows up in the movie. And it was great. He was a great little part of the show. And he wasn't even meant to be there.
That sounds like something Taika would do. Again, it's just
it's perfect.
Amazing. Yeah. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's gold.
You feel good after watching it.
It is not a documentary. And you will also cry. I'll just go ahead and tell you. It's another one where you're like, ha 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 ha. Yeah. And then again, like it's same usual thing.
Yeah. Well, does anyone have any more specific stuff of Taika's that they want to talk about that we didn't get to last time, or that's one of their favorite things? Especially Judy, since you weren't here for part one. So if you have something you want to talk about of Taika's.
Really probably covered a lot of it last time. And this time we have, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's the little cartoons that he did with Jermaine, where they're like germs or that is absolutely
Life on Ben. Yeah,
I've watched that with the kids. And
what's it called?
It's called Life on Ben. It was a series for kids.
I've not seen this.
Taika and Jermaine played Gordon and Gloob were their names, and it's very funny. You should check it out.
They're like germs, right? They're symbiotic type, like germs.
Yeah. It's teaching kids about things like hand washing and what germs get down to when they're on your body, and it's really cute.
My kid, my youngest, and we used to have the best time with that. I know it's crazy, but that's one of my favorites. It really is.
That's lovely. Yeah, it sounds like he's done lots of little things for kids. We were talking about the sleep stuff before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, seeing as we all know that Taika loves fan art. So I thought we could just have a little section, since it's his birthday, and we can just talk about like a favourite artist or like a particular bit of fan art that you think's really cool.
Anything by Fidi or Rysiooozaur.
Citrus Syndicate.
It's hot as
Lucia's
fuck.
work is insane. It's so good. I have so many prints on my wall. And every time my husband sees me scrolling and when I go, ooh, I want that, he's like, oh, not again. They've actually met. And he's like, please stop, because there's so many on my wall. I am actually the proud owner of the only print of the cursed picture that Lucia's Citrus Syndicate did, where Ed is Steed in the Adventures outfit with the orange, and Steed is Ed with the long hair and the beard. And she did that for charity, and I was the purchaser. So I have one proud owner. It's called, apparently somebody named it the Cursed Picture.
I love it. I'm so jealous.
There's a new artist. I don't know if they're new, but I think they're new on Blue Sky. And again, I don't know. I'm just going to spell it, but it's at VLCIMOR. And their tag name is Willem. And they're so amazing. They just did this picture of Ed in the bloody bride veil with the wedding toppers. And it's fascinating.
Yes, I saw that today.
Forever. I'm actually writing a fic based on it. So it's just, you can look at it and there's so much detail and work. It's beautiful.
I'll have to check it out. I've seen a few. A lot of people got inspired by that whole bit with the veil that we found out, and that picture that we all saw. That hopefully, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the picture that I'm talking about, you need to get yourself over to Instagram.
I think what happened was that during the con, Gypsy revealed that they were thinking about having Ed wear a bloody veil after the wedding scene in episode 1 of season 2, and they changed their minds, but they did actually have a test with so they put Taika is wearing his Ed outfit but doesn't have the wig on yet, but has a veil on, and we all just lost our ever-loving minds, as you can imagine. So
no tattoos or the wig, so you can definitely see, it's definitely like Taika, but he's in all the get up still, and it's just so good. But it inspired a lot of people.
It inspired me for sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of inspiration happening. It almost inspired my own tongue.
That was like an all night.
And she said it was the only clothing item not used.
It's interesting.
Why?
Yeah. I think all of us would have.
I mean, it's pretty intense.
That whole night.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well,
I think they didn't use it because the idea was that Ed had killed the bride himself. And I'm like, that's not what I would have gotten, I don't think. But then again, I'm also not. I'm team Ed on everything. So I don't go for the most horrid explanation of anything and everything that he does in that. So I would have just been like, he grabbed the veil. But that's just me.
Killer.
We just let him get away with anything.
No one deserves to have nice things when Ed's upset, okay? Yeah. You're not allowed to be happy.
Blue Sky party.
Steve hurt him so badly.
When came out, it was like, I'm trying to go to sleep. And there's so many new posts and everybody's going back and forth. It was just a party night with that picture.
Yeah. It was. I'll go with a couple of artists that I really love, so I might as well shout them out. So I'm a big fan of the comic books aesthetic, so I'll rec people that somebody that I'm sure everybody knows about, which is Smudge and Frank. Alex is incredibly talented, and she does very, I said, comic book type art. Her steeds are gorgeous, her Eds are gorgeous, just very, very beautiful. Everything she does is beautiful. And then another one that I'm obsessed with, especially lately, is Megaducko. So Megaducko. And the way especially that her art is absolutely gorgeous, but on top of that, they do so well, whether it's body hair or any kind of hair. So anything that has to do with Ed's hair always looks like stunning. They recently started putting out, I guess they were in the Reverse Big Bang or the Big Bang that recently came out. So they've been doing a lot of series with ropes. So, which I am extremely
I think I've seen that. That was really good.
Yeah. So I've been following them. Just drooling. But they do absolutely gorgeous work. So check them out. They also have a series where Ed, Steed, and Izzy get married. And I bought their little book at a con. And it's just, every time I see it, I just start getting emotional. I'm like,
that's lovely.
Those are my recs in terms of artists. Go check them out.
One of the things that I like so much about I'm calling them our fan artists, is how they are they bring parts of themselves into their art. And so it can be going in 10 different directions and it's all going to be excellent. But there's one in particular I'm sure most people probably know. Brianna, I'm going to say her name wrong. I think it's Baladria or Baladria on Blue Sky and on she was on Twitter.
She's
made the battle jacket. Everybody might know about that. The gold battle jacket. She had the step-by-step pictures of making that, and it went into one of the auctions, and just beautiful work. But she also does the crew as the ancient Egyptian, like the hieroglyphs art, and it's so gorgeous, and I just love that. Nobody would even think of doing that.
I mean,
and she's brought the art.
Yes. Yes, I've seen the cards. Yes,
there are cards, and I think there are stickers.
I really want to get some. I keep forgetting, but I need to get some because they look so cool.
They are so. I have a deck of the cards, and they're gorgeous. I hope she gets to make another run of those because everybody deserves to check those out.
She's also a really good fic writer, by the way.
She surely is. She surely is.
She's got this going, and it's so good.
Triple threat.
I don't think I've seen any of this.
The Egyptian stuff?
No.
Yeah, well, you have to check it out, won't you? Yeah. But yeah, I even recorded a little snippet from that fic, actually, which hopefully will go on the podcast at some point when we get another little thing of podfics.
I'm very excited.
But yeah,
very excited for that.
It's long, but you should definitely jump in, anyone that wants to, because it's such a good fic.
Yes.
And there's a lot of art, actually. I think she said the next 4 or 5 chapters, she's commissioned art from different people for all the next few chapters. So,
and I believe the title, is it Please Let Me Hold You is the title for that one? Okay,
yes,
I thought so.
Yep. By Baladria, yeah. Well, so it's now my turn, is it? I think everyone else has said something, yeah. So my one I wanted to talk about was Sammy Kelsch, who does watercolors, and I just love that style so much. It's like very distinctive because of the watercolor, but you can get like prints and bookmarks and little stickers and stuff of all of it too, which I need to do because they're just like adorable. So I love the colors, the look of that watercolor thing, you know, and it's very distinctive. It's cool. It's cool that people do different stuff. Everyone's got a different style.
There's something for everybody.
Yep. All right. Well, we kind of already had a fic in there. Does anyone have any other fic recs? Like, especially if we can get something, you know, Ed themed for the Taika episode.
I just read Feels Like
Who Wants to Jump
by
In?
Summer Linens, and it's really, really good. It's a one shot. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but you know, it's a very, I would say violent, but it's definitely an intense reunion scene, and it's very good. Very different. And of course, I have to always rec my very dear friend, Rachel, who is End of a Dream. She has so many amazing stories. She's like one of my favorite writers, like in the whole world, not just in fanfic. And I would definitely suggest, if you haven't, to read Cherry Thrill. It's so good. You could just read it over and over again.
Excellent. Very good. All right, who's next?
I've got so many. I'm trying to narrow it down. Somebody else go.
I don't have anything Ed.
One, which is so adorable.
I don't have anything Ed themed.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I guess I can do a little self-promo thing about that. So that was for the Reverse Bang, which, if people aren't familiar with how that works, the artist comes up with a prompt for a story that they want written. So like with a particular, like, you know, pairing or themes they want to talk about, or like whatever, you know, and it can be different levels. Like some people want to be really involved. Some people just put the prompt down and that's it. Yeah. And so then, yeah, he like writes something for that. So yeah, that's what I did. And Judy read it through for me and helped me out with it.
Really nice, like happy story. Not my usual like crying on the floor.
Angsty. Yeah, pretty much. It's like there's pining and stuff, but you know, it's pretty cutesy.
Love a good pine. Pining is the best. I'm kind of in a spot because I haven't been reading anything, because like the last time we recorded, I am writing again, and I always try to refrain from reading anything else so that it doesn't sneak into what I'm writing by mistake. So
we'll just have to have a self-rec episode.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a self-rec. I am writing, it's called Magic in the City of Angels, and it is a very non-baited and non-edited fic that is going up right now under under my name on AO3, which is formerlysoup, and it is massage therapist Steed, and he meets a rocker that comes in for some therapy and decides that he really needs some help when he's going on the road with some massage therapy. So it's going well. We're about halfway through now, so you can check that out if you want.
Hot as fuck, by the way.
Ren keeps going nuts.
I keep jumping on those chapters like a motherfucker. I'm watching like a whore.
Maybe I'll eventually get somebody to beta it for me. I'll just send them all to Ren. I'll get Ren to read them all for me.
The good thing is, this is good for everyone listening too. Like, you don't have to have a nitpicky beta who goes through everything and like gives you all this fix this and yada yada. Like, it can just be like a cheerleading thing. Kind of what Judy did with mine. Like, you just read it and you're just like, oh, this is cool, you know, I like this. Just gives you a little boost so that then you can put it out there and freak out. Yeah,
just enough to keep you going. Everybody needs some of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. I'll hold back on my extreme analysis shit and just be like, woo, let's go.
Definitely a valid way to do it. Yeah.
I've got, I think I've wrecked it before, but I've got Dreams of Loneliness, Dreams to Sell by Tana. And I don't think English is their first language either, but it's an Alamein and I've got it right here. Madigan. It's a boy. Uproar.
The Uproar film.
Reach Taika universe type of thing. And it's actually really cute. I recommend that one.
Yes. If you haven't.
And it incorporates some Maori culture stuff in there as well. So
yeah. I really like like you say, I assume like the author's not a native speaker only because they come up with all these really interesting like metaphors and similes and stuff that are like just really like lovely, and it just the way that they come out, it's like, wow, that's really cool. But like, it's like really not an English way to look at it, so I really like that because it's something a bit different, you know. And it's really nice to read.
We have that experience, Gutis, when you've been reading my story and you're like, I don't know that word, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's, you know, an American word.
Oh yeah, I've been learning lots.
For the
That's
tourists
right.
that come to New Jersey. Both you and my other beta reader were like, that's so interesting that you have all these specific names for different tourists, but we do in New Jersey, all depending where you're coming from to visit our shore, you get a different name. So I think that's a lot of fun. It's, you know, educational along with your smut.
It is fun learning these things. Like, that's one nice thing about, I don't think people should be afraid of setting a story somewhere really specific, like, and then you're getting into like that purity, because it's interesting to read about, you know, and it's not something that you with. Yeah. Well, you should self-rec yours as well, hey?
First
like a lot now.
And it's going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. It's called Slower and Gentler, Wiser, Free. And it's basically just Steed is a real estate agent in South Jersey down by the shore. And Ed is a Broadway performer, and they happen to meet one night and things go on from there. And it's very angsty, I think it's got a nice mix of comedy and seriousness and mental health. So it's going pretty good. I'm kind of happy with it. I was really scared to write anything. I've never written anything in my life. And so I was really scared, but I had it was actually a screenplay. I had the screenplay in my mind for like 10 years, and I just started kicking it into a fic. So that's that. That's my shameless self-promotion.
Very good. Well, what did I have as my rec? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about like fics that, do kind of go into Maori cultural stuff a bit, because it's nice when people do a bit of that in a play, especially with the modern AU, you know, adding that kind of thing into Ed's character is really little rec in general for Petrichorus's fics, because Pez does that a lot with fics, just sprinkles things in lightly, like it doesn't tend to be like a real focus of the fic, but I really like especially when you like reading something from Ed's point of view, and then it's like there'll be aspects of like cultural stuff or like certain words that he'll use for things that just get sprinkled in there, and it's really nice. And then also I wanted to rec Lighthouse Expeditions, which is one that got written quite a while ago, and I haven't read it for ages either, but it's really good for that. It's by Ira Toro. If you're looking for something that's set in New Zealand but in a way that's like not just written by someone who doesn't live there. You know, like it's just like so well grounded in. They run tours. It's like a tour operator, and like, it's just very well done from the perspective of having it set there, like very grounded in it, and also like just dealing with mental health things and stuff. It's really well done. It's quite a long one, but yeah, it really goes into like a lot of that kind of thing.
That actually sounds really interesting.
You've not read that one? That was one of the first ones I read. So I haven't read it in a while, but it's just so well done. The
tour operator.
Yeah. Basically, Steve has always wanted to run his own tours, but he never gets to. He's always stuck in the office, like sending other people out to do them. And so he finally gets his chance, and that's how they meet. Everything.
I love that.
I'm writing all these down.
That is super cute.
Adding them to my ridiculous, huge list of fics I need you to write I haven't gotten to yet. But I'm planning to do a lot of that on vacation. Just lay there in a beach lounger and read fics.
Yep.
I'll rec an interesting one that I just stumbled across. SD Ryan did the podfic for it. It is called Telescope by Jim Snows. And it's kind of, first of all, if you like angst, my goodness. And it's of course rated E because it's me. But it's also like 6 fics in one. The premise is that Frenchie has some sort of device that can show the past and the past, present, and future. Basically, Ed and Steve get to see different versions of them coming together throughout history. So you've got a bunch of different AUs kind of smushed together into one, and
I'm so excited.
Yes, so it's I really because it's also a lot of from the perspective of Ed. So it's
wrote that one?
I really liked it. So go check that one out.
I'm looking it up right now.
Jim Snows. Jim Snows is one word. It's just called Telescope.
Adding that to the list.
Well, any listeners can look in the show notes, and hopefully we will have put them all in there properly.
Yes, we'll do that.
We've already talked, if some of us have talked about our fix that we're working on, but yeah, you can talk a bit about what you're working on and what you're looking forward to. And where can people find you as well? It's the other one.
I am heading back to the UK again because I'm a crazy person and there were cheap tickets and I literally just bought tickets. I'm just going to go back in September. I'm also looking forward to, Taika and Khan's birthday is back to back. So we're working on a Khan episode as well. And I'll be recording that in a couple of days. So lots of talking about my favorite boys. And what I'm working on is more podfics and posting them best I can. I have them on Spotify under Whisky TangoForeigner, same thing AO3, Whisky TangoForeigner. In my socials for anything meta are Bell, La Salton Bank, and for anything else, it's Perilous and the letter N, Wicked. And that's me. Come find me and yell at me for being a horny imp.
No, same.
I just want to say too that Belle's done what I've done and put it on. There's an RSS link, so you can add it into whatever app you're using to listen to us right now. You can just go add Belle and get the link from. You've got it on your social media, right?
Yes.
Good. I'm pretty sure mine's at least on my Blue Sky, but you can just go to any of their 3 fics and it'll be there. There'll be a link to it. You just put that into your app and then you can subscribe to it like you do a podcast. And then that way you can just see them pop in. That's what I've been doing with Belle's. When the new episode pops in, I just see it there, you know? Yeah.
Okay, I did talk about my own fic that I was working on. I'm also doing little paintings here and there. I'm not a painter by any means, but I've got one that I'm working on for Taika's birthday that I'm pretty excited about. So I'm going to maybe post it on his birthday if I can get it finished in time. But if you are looking for me for some wild reason, you can find me on all of the socials at Soup Beach, SoupBeech. And then on AO3, like I said before, formerly Soup.
What about you, Ren? What are you working on? Looking forward to anything?
I'm looking forward to my New Zealand trip, of course. Be going in January, and
we would definitely have to read that Lighthouse Expeditions before then, don't you? Get some ideas.
Maybe. Going on a 2-week tour with some random strangers, and I'm hoping to sneak off to Waiho Bay in between, before and after. What else am I looking forward to?
You working on anything at the moment?
Just staying sober.
That's a good thing.
That's it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
And where can people find you then?
Come and be angry at me at Taika Waititi's on Blue Sky.
Very good.
That's me.
I'm going to do a PSA for people that live in the States. There are super cheap tickets to El Teatro right now through Air Canada for November and December. That's the middle of summer over there, so it would be fantastic weather. So if you can, and if you're like, hey, when would I go to Teatro? Go look for some tickets. This is the time.
With that, Belle, on Discord, because last time I spoke to you guys, we were talking about relocating there. So my husband and I are going to pick a date, and we're going to go out and we're going to look at houses and different neighborhoods. And his company is actually opening quite a few of their type of restaurants. So we're really kind of maybe putting this in action. So thank you.
Yay!
That's the only other thing I have going on is that, my kid's going away, and that's not exciting. But, well, it's exciting, and it's sad, and it's happy and all that. But I'm really looking forward to going on vacation Monday because I'm losing it. I'm so burnt out. So I plan to we're going to Mexico, and I plan to do a whole lot of nothing. So that's exciting.
Very good.
Super important and very gay pirate coded. I like it.
That's right. You should tell people where to find you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Especially because you do podfics too.
Pretty much everywhere. I think everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. Judy's oranges. Like Christ's oranges, except they're mine.
Yep. All right, well, I'm Mystic Trash Moon on like Blue Sky and everything. Except on AO3, I'm Cheesecake Tree. Well, I've just finished Cuttlefish. It's all posted now, so you can go read that. And I have been working quite a bit on a big, long podfic, which is the last one for the craft fair from all the extra craft fair donations. I did a bunch, and so I've got one more, and I've been working away on that, and it's exciting. It's going to be very long. It's a big one shot. So hopefully that'll come out soon. Yeah, see how I go. Yeah. So that's me. That's what I'm working on. Well, I just wanted to have a little section here for any birthday messages.
Well, I'm just going to welcome Taika to the club that nobody wants to be in, the 50s. I'm also 50, so we call that the club no one wants to be in. We also call it the Wearing Your Readers Club, which I know he's already been involved in, but I just had to suck it up and start wearing readers. So he can join me over in the dark side with this very happy birthday. Thanks.
It's a big one, half a century.
On me. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing. I don't mean it like a bad thing.
So old.
It is a good thing. I'm very much hoping to make it to 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90, and I hope Taika does as well. So
you're like our you're the wise ones now, hey? You know what's going on.
I like the wise one a lot better than being the old one, so I'll take it.
Anyone else?
I sat down and I tried to write some kind of a message, something to say for him, and every time it ended up being, a 5 or 10 minute long diatribe or a list of all of the things that he was good at. So more or less, I just wanted to say thank you to him on his birthday. Taika, I know you're listening. Of course you're listening. So now that you're listening and now that you're paying close attention, thank you for your imagination. Thank you for your art and your skill and all of the bright colors that you're made of. Thank you for your great big brain. And thank you for your heart. And we love you so, so much. Rafano, here's to 50 more at least. I hope you are the first person to live to 150. Send some pictures out on Instagram, but give us some content. We love you so much. Happy birthday.
Hari Hurito. Hope I said that right. Happy birthday, Taika. I don't really have any words that'll cover everything that I want to get out. If you are listening, cool. Just keep being you. And there's so many people who love and appreciate you, even no matter what you do. Just really admire how, you have so much range. And I just think that's the coolest. Happy birthday.
We just love you and you're amazing. And we're so happy that you're out there in the world doing and creating things and making those of us that don't get our voices heard be heard. And you're giving so much of your time to people, and you've opened so many doors for people whose voices were never heard and whose art would never have been seen if it wasn't for you. And you're amazing. Everything you do is incredible. Is there anything you can do? And of course, You're absolutely gorgeous, but you know that. And I do thirst after a lot of people, but I also admire you a lot. Your art has changed my life in so many different ways. I love you so much. Hope you have a wonderful birthday. We'll start on social again. We'll shout down all the haters. We love you. So happy birthday.
That was lovely. A couple extra birthday messages. First one is from Denise.
Happy birthday! Doğum günün kutlu olsun. Bon fête! Alles Gute zum Geburtstag! Happy birthday from Turkey, Canada, and Switzerland.
And now a little message from Julie.
Hi, Taika. This is Julie. Happy 50th birthday. I really enjoy your movies, especially Boy and What We Do in the Shadows. Looking forward to Clara and the Sun. Hope you have a good birthday.
For everyone out there, if you want to get involved in this podcast or you want to record a podfic, you can record a whole episode like this. I mean, I've done it, so you can do it. Join in on one, something like that. Maybe you have a topic you really want us to cover. That's fine. You just pop over to Instagram or Blue Sky. It's Our Flag Means Fanfiction. And you can also just email ourflagmeansfanfiction@gmail.com, which is what I did before I started. I just used to send little fan mail messages in, encouragement, and you can do that too if you want. It doesn't even have to be anything more than that. Feel free to get involved because Carly loves having more people get involved, and it's nice being able to chat like this. And don't forget to do creations, be cringe, and commit crime.
Bye!
Bye!